morning, boys and girls. Please make sure that you have your pen and your paper at the ready because we're going to use it lots throughout the whole of our phonics session today. First of all, we're going to remind ourselves about an O. It sounds like an O, but it will be written as an A. When would I write an O sound as an A? Can you remember? Yes, if it comes after a qu or a w. These two letters, these two sounds tell me I can't write the O as an O sound anymore. I have to write it as an A. For example, if I wanted to write the word wash, I went to wash the baby. It sounds like an O, doesn't it? W-o-sh, wash. But because of this W, I can't write it as an O. I have to write it as an A. So it'd sound a bit like wash. I went to wash the baby, but we know it's actually wash. With your pen and paper, can you see if you can write 3 more words using this rule? Can you write the word squash? I love orange squash to drink. Quality. I like quality pieces of writing. And wasp. There was a wasp buzzing around my house. Take a few minutes to write those words and pause the video if you need more time. I'm going to put them on my board. So, squash. I was having some orange squash. Qua. There's my qua sound, so I know if I can hear an O next, I have to write it as an A. Squa, O. I can. Squa, O, sh. Turn it into an A. Squash. It sounds like an O, but it's written as an A. Quality. I like some quality pieces of writing. Qua. Remember, the queen always comes with her servant. Quality. I can hear an O after a qua, so I know I write it as an A. Qual-it. E. Which type of E always comes at the end of a word? It's a Y. Quality. And the last word was wasp. There was a wasp buzzing around my room. W-o. Sounds like an O, but it comes after a W, so I write it as an A. Wasp. Brilliant. We're going to carry on looking at this really important letter, the W, the W, because it changes the way we write other sounds as well. The sound better letter, it'll still sound like but if that sound comes after a W, I have to write it as an O. Let me show you what I mean. We are doing loads of work. So if I wanted to write the word work, have a look at what it looks like. Work. Work. Can you see that it sounds like an doesn't it? Better letter, or nurse with a purse, or whirl and twirl. But because it follows that W, I don't write it as an grapheme that we know how to write. I have to write it as an O. So really, if I was reading that word, I would read it as walk, walk. But actually, it's work because it comes after that W. Let's have a look at another word and see if the rule applies to this word. Worm. Worm. There was a wiggly worm in my garden. Now it sounds like an sound, but I know it's coming after a W, so I have to write it as an O. worm. Here's my or digraph, but it's making an sound. With your pen and paper, can you have a go at writing 3 words by yourself? Remember the rule. If the sound comes after a W, I write it as an or. The word is word. That's funny to say. The word is word. The word is worth. The word is worship. You do that if you go to a church. Some people might worship their God. Word, worth, worship. See if you can write those 3 words and then come back and join the video. Word. Let's do that one first. Sounds like an but it comes after a W, so I write it as an or. Word. Worth. My money was worth a lot. Worth. Again, it sounds like an but it comes after a W, so I write it as an or. Worth. And it's a for thank you, because I'm sticking my tongue out when I say it. Worth. And the last word was worship. That's what you do in a church. Worship. Again, it sounds like an but because it comes after a W, I write it as an or. Worship. And I can just sound talk that bit. Worship. Brilliant. If you've got to the end of your piece of paper, turn over. If you've still got room, then fabulous, because we're going to write a sentence. My sentence is, get ready, it's a tricky one. My sister squashed a wiggly worm in a door. My sister squashed a wiggly worm in a door. Think carefully about each of those words. Don't let any of them trick you out. If you need more time, simply pause the video. I'm going to put it on my board. My sister. Did you remember your capital letter? I hope you did. My sister ist. Which type of will it be at the end of a word? Better letter. My sister squashed. Okay, let's think about this word. Oh, hang on a second. It sounds like an O, but it comes after a qu, so I write it as an a. Squo or squashed. Squashed. It's in the past tense, so which suffix do I need? You're right, I need ed. Squashed. I hope you remembered that suffix on the end. My sister squashed a wiggly. Okay, let's think about this word. Wiggle. To wiggle is a verb, isn't it? And we looked at verbs and adjectives last week. So if it were wiggle, I can't leave this l on its own. So I either have to double the L or I have to write it as an LE, don't I? To wiggle. Which one would you choose? Yeah, you're right. I choose the LE because there's no short vowel right before my L, like in the word bell, but there's that short bouncy sound. It's a consonant. It's a G. So I wouldn't choose double L. I would choose LE. But I also need to double that G because there's a short vowel before it. G. So I need to double that G. But we didn't want to write the word wiggle, did we? We wanted to write wiggly. We wanted to turn that verb into an adjective. Wiggle-e. If I'm adding in a Y, an E to the end of a word that already ends in an E, can you remember what I have to do? Yes, I have to get rid of that E and then turn it into a Y. Wiggly. My sister squashed a wiggly worm. Oh, this is our new learning from today. It sounds like an but it's written as a or. My sister squashed a wiggly worm in a door. In a door. Can we remember that tricky word? Or, but which type of or is it? You're right, it's the one with the double O. It's one of our tricky words, door. What piece of punctuation did you put at the end of that sentence? Did you put a full stop? Or maybe you put an exclamation mark because you wanted to add emotion to your writing. My sister squashed a wiggly worm in a door. It's quite exciting, isn't it? So we could add an exclamation mark. Let's just look at this word door again. Because if you can spell door, then you can spell floor. There's often little patterns that help us. Or. It's got that same ending on it. O-O-R, O-O-R. If you can spell door, you can spell floor. Fabulous phonics today, boys and girls. Well done, you are trying so hard.